So, yeah, there was a lot of things that were affected. More than that, it was a list. Every one of your senses is affected. First of all, obviously, I have paralysis on the right side of my face. The doctors told me it should come back within about a month. Well, one doctor told me that, and it didn't come back, obviously. And the other doctor said no, it could take up to about a year, possibly longer. Or it may not come back at all. But there's another operation that they can do to help repair it. So we'll see. We'll see. But there's other things like your tongue. You actually have a terrible taste in your mouth that everything you eat, everything you used to enjoy, you can't enjoy. I can't eat cookies, Diet Coke, any kind of sweets, dessert, pudding, yogurt. All that kind of stuff that I used to eat, I can't eat anymore. Now, most of that stuff was junk food, so, I mean, it's probably a good thing that I can't eat most of that stuff, but everything tastes compromised. The flavor of everything is compromised. There's nothing that I can eat that tastes the same. But there's certain things that I cannot eat. Like I made spaghetti, it was terrible. I made chili, got to throw it out. I can eat fruit, tastes okay. And things with potatoes, rice, or bread taste okay. So far, the best thing that I've had is chicken shawarma, and for some reason, Chinese food tastes pretty good. Even sweet and sour, like spare ribs or something like that. Usually, everything sweet tastes bad to me, but sweet and sour spare ribs actually taste pretty good for some reason. It's one of the few sweet things that I can have. I used to have coffee every single day. I can't drink coffee now. It tastes terrible. I used to love my Diet Coke. Can't have Diet Coke. Now I drink Crystal Light. Crystal Light and juice are about the only things that I can drink. But even Crystal Light tastes pretty crap. So I mix it with juice and half juice, half Crystal Light, and that kind of is okay. Water doesn't taste as bad as it used to. I can drink water without the bad taste of my tongue affecting it. It's only on the one right side of my tongue, but the taste is so bad. It tastes kind of like sulfur, copper, almost like a lemony kind of taste, but depends on what you eat. There's some things that your tongue tastes kind of lemony, and then there's other things like Diet Coke where you taste like sulfur or copper, like a really, really strong taste. So, yeah, I've had that. Oh yeah, the deafness. I thought I was going to be deaf, and well, I am basically deaf, but I actually hear sounds out of this ear, but nothing that's any good. I hear noise 24 hours a day when I'm awake. All my waking hours, I hear like this crackling and ringing, buzzing kind of sound in my ear that's actually pretty loud. It's almost as loud as like the level that I would turn the TV on. Both sides seem to be competing for which is going to be the loudest. And you never get rid of it. Some days I'm just like, oh, I wish that noise would just go away so I can hear quiet. But you never hear quiet. The only thing is when you go out on the streets, there's so much noise that you can't, you don't notice it because you're distracted by the noise. And I've noticed too that I'll hear people talking and I can hear the echoing. It's almost I can hear like the echo of the sound on this side, but you don't really hear the sound clearly. You just hear the noise of it, like the noise mixed with a little bit of the sound, a muffled kind of sound. So yeah, that's another thing that nobody really warned me about. I think it's called tinnitus. Nobody warned me that I'd be hearing all these noises 24 hours a day in my head. So yeah, that's another one of the things that I have to deal with. So, I mean, it affects all your senses. My sinuses are swollen and plugged, so my sense of smell is gone, my sense of taste is gone, eyesight, hearing, everything. My balance, like, oh my God. It's amazing how it messes everything. I mean, you got the spinning of the head, you got the warped perspective, you're like in this little bubble, you're in your own little world. Plus then again, you're constantly thinking about, you know, how is this affecting this and what's going to happen here. So you're kind of obsessed with thinking about this the effects of this disease, because everything you eat, I mean, you put it in your mouth, and you have to take into consideration now that your whole taste buds have changed. So, I mean, half the things that I eat now, I taste it, and it's like trying something for the first time. I don't like it, I gotta throw it away. So, yeah. What else is there? Pain in my eye. This eye, I can't really close it well. And the eye, sometimes you're walking, it's fine. Other times it starts burning and really painful. And the fact that you can't close it, you can't, I guess, keep it lubricated, so you got to constantly use eye drops. So, yeah, you got the stupid acoustic neuroma. This damn acoustic neuroma causes a hell of a lot of different problems to your body, to your mind, to your face, to just about everything. It affects basically all parts of your body. And just the fatigue when you're walking, you constantly feel this really heavy weight on your shoulders, your whole body. I mean, you go to pick up something with your hand shaky. One day I was trying to pack, I was doing shopping and I was packing this stuff in, and because everything is heavier now, I got to lift it up, and I'm not in, my muscles in my body are not in full control. You don't have the same kind of control of your muscles. So I mean, I was loading a bag, and I go to put a can of soup in, and it falls out of my hand, and boom, almost hits an old lady in the head. It's like, oh, that's all that I need. So, yeah. I also had another problem too, and that is I had leakage of liquid from my brain into my head. There's two ways that it can actually happen, and that is, one, it can go down into your head and it comes out through your sinuses, and the other is that it actually stays in your head. And that's what I had. My head would seem to be fine at first, and then I noticed my head was getting a little bit puffy, and I said, like, what is going on there, right? There was some little bulge there, and I realized it's soft. There's like liquid in there, so I didn't really worry about it until it started growing and growing, and all of a sudden I had this like big bulge on my head. I went to the doctor, and they said, "Ooh, that's not a good thing. That's your brain, the liquid from your brain that should be going through your body. It's not. It's coming out of your skull." And that's one of the complications that they had mentioned, that there's like a 20% chance of this liquid leaking into your brain or to other parts of your body that it should not go. So then they told me, okay, if it doesn't get better, you're going to have another operation. You'll have to go back into the hospital. And I'm like, oh no, that's all that I need, is to have to go back into the hospital for another operation where they stick a tube inside your head all the way down into, like, back into your body, so the liquid goes from your head into your body. I'm like, oh God, that's all I need is more hospital time. And yeah, I was told that I might have to go back in and have another operation, which I really, really did not want. I was messed up enough from the acoustic neuroma removal, and I did not want to go back in. Unfortunately, the doctor gave me these pills, and I took the pills for about a week. And fortunately, like within about 2-week period, the water was gone. It just started getting smaller, smaller, smaller. Like a couple of days after I went into the doctor, I noticed it started getting smaller. So I was so glad. It could actually come back, the doctor told me, but for now it's gone. So I'm quite happy. I'm hoping it's going to stay this way.